Keyframes are how animation on the computer is created. A keyframe is simply a device or a method to record a change in the state of something. Something is sitting down, something is standing up, it's on the ground, it's in the air, it's big, it's small, that kind of thing. And you can change those kinds of properties with keyframes. Now, if you take a look down here in our timeline, you'll see that we have the area that the keyframes live in right here whenever we have something to animate. So to follow along, let's create something very simple and apply a couple of different effects. So I'm going to go to Layer, New, and let's go ahead and create a brand new solid. And I'm going to make mine, let's see here, let's make it a greenish color. I'll click Make Comp Size, and we'll hit OK. Now what we're going to do is grab one of these corners, any of them, and scale this guy down. Now to animate a keyframe, we're going to have to twirl open a property that can be animated. For example, the scale. So on this layer here, hit the S on your keyboard, and you'll see that we open up this scale property. Since we resized this solid, you'll see that it's no longer 100%. This is the current size. And this is the most important part right here, the little stopwatch. This tells you that this property can be animated over time. So as you can see, this is the current size, and we're going to make it get larger as the timeline grows. So we're going to go like this, and this thing is going to get bigger. To do so, let's go ahead and click one time on the stopwatch on the very first frame. So hit the little button, and you'll see now that it's pushed in, and we have this little dot here. See this? That is your keyframe. This guy can be moved. You can click on it, so you can change your mind where you want things to occur. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my current time indicator over here to about 2 seconds. And I'm going to simply change these numbers. And as you see, I'm scaling it. But more importantly, we have a new keyframe that shows up by itself. Whenever you have the stopwatch pressed in, any change that you make is automatically recorded by After Effects. So it's kind of watching you, like Big Brother. What? So what we can do now is we can scrub our current time indicator and check it out. We now have animation. So how does this work? Well, this keyframe is a container of information. It records the current state of an object on that frame. So here, on this keyframe, this solid is this size. And as the current time indicator moves, it's going to interpolate the change in data from this size to the size we changed it to. So this is happening automatically. It's going to add that information no matter which direction we go. So it's going to make it grow or get smaller. We can also animate things like transparency. We can animate rotation. We can animate position and all kinds of cool stuff. So keep that in mind whenever you add in keyframes. So experiment. Move the current time indicator over a little bit and do something to the object, like maybe move it up like this. But since we moved it up, we don't get a keyframe. So why is that? Well, that's a part of After Effects. As you see here, this is a culprit. We are not animating position, we're animating scale. So I'm going to undo that. If we want to animate position, we have to hit the P on the keyboard now. Now we have a position property. So as you can see here, the position on this keyframe is in the center. So let's go ahead and click here, and I'll move the current time indicator over. Now, when I move it up, I get that keyframe. And now we have it scaling and moving. So that is a quick look at how to create keyframes. Remember, these guys are very important. So when you want to twirl things open, hit the appropriate key. P for position, R for rotation, T for opacity, S for scale, and so on. Whenever you have special effects, you'll hit E and you'll be able to access the effects down here.